ये साइड में आ जाओ।
ये side?
हाँ दिया।
Yes.
The photographer.
Okay.
हाँ दिया।
Thank you very much. That notes the beginning of new Home Care Plus company, a technology service provider.
This is straight.
Our chief guest, Nawab Mohammed Asif, Diwan of the Prince of Arcot, Dr. Praveen, my co-founders, Anirudh and Uday, scribes from the press, friends, guests, invitees, from the press, friends, our team of people from Home Care Plus for this event. Welcome you all. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
For every individual. We want everyone, regardless of class and circumstances, to avail medical care at the comfort of the home. And I welcome Mr. Ranidur, one of the technical brain behind Home Care Plus, to introduce the technology and brief about it. Thank you.
Aging. By 2050, 1 out of 5 Indians, 1 out of 5 Indians are likely to be more than 60 years. With higher disposable income, affordability for having home care support. 51% of old age death is already happening due to chronic illness. And for those of you who are not familiar with chronic illness, they include things like cancer, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and so on. Now, coming to the home healthcare in India, it's broadly under these areas. One is the elder care, that is, elders at home, they need support. Next is physiotherapy, again, performed at home. Next is rehabilitation, people who are immobilized, helping them to become mobile again. Diabetes management, I don't need to get into details, there's so much of India is the diabetes capital of the world. And last but not the least, dialysis at home. Now, coming to technology and home care, just like technology is invading every sphere of life, it's getting into home care as well. It's sensors and wearables is becoming very popular, where you can have sensors on the arms or the body of the elders, and if they fall down or if they are not able to move, they need some emergency help, or even simple things like have they taken their medication on time. Many of these things could be monitored on your mobile phone or sitting remotely, which is again going to the second point, which is the remote monitoring. Now, remote monitoring has a lot of dimensions. For paucity of time, I am not going to be talking in detail about those things, but they are becoming not just requirement of medical industry, but specifically for the elder care at home. There's a lot of remote monitoring that is now entering the market. And of course, mobile health. So you can have access to doctors on mobile, access to special medical assistance on the mobile, and you can actually take the help. So these could be available for the patients or also for the home care providers who need some expertise to know about these kind of services. Sorry. Okay. Oops. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Home Care Plus. It's India's first technology-based marketplace. We connect home care givers to patients. Balaji mentioned that we are initiating our services in Chennai. Chennai has more than 1,000 service providers in this industry. We are connecting them with the patients who need their services. So what does the marketplace do? Of course, it enables anybody to book. A simple example, I think all of you know about Amazon. Amazon is a marketplace where they connect the sellers to the buyers. Here, instead of sellers, you have the service providers, and instead of buyers, you have the patients or those who are ordering on behalf of the patients. So why is a marketplace critical? The marketplace is critical because it allows somebody like us to focus on quality, focus on skill building, focus on patients and the kind of service expectations they have and how to fulfill those service expectations. And things like what I mentioned before, like remote monitoring, sensors, patient records, which I'm going to be talking about later. So these are the services which we would like to focus, and it's a value addition for everybody. The service guarantee that we are here to provide is, firstly, this industry, if any of you are familiar, is known for lack of skills and attitudinal issues. So we would ensure that the people who are sent home have the right attitude, have the right training, and have the right skill sets. Accountability. Who is finally accountable? The person who is visiting the home, or the service provider, or no one? Here, there is a single point accountability, which is what we have to offer. The critical things are the last two items out there, reports online as well as patient records. You know how difficult it is when you actually go from one doctor to another doctor, or one caregiver to another caregiver. The person says, hey, give me your last 5 years records, medical records. Then you start clamoring around papers, old papers, you're not able to find those papers. How simple life would be if you are able to digitize, make it available. Let's say one nurse comes and then says, I want to know what treatment has been prescribed. Rather than a layperson explaining, what if the digital records are available and all the patient records are available and the person could access? Or for that matter, when the nurse wants to contact the doctor through the mobile and ask for some expert help, how interesting it would be if the nurse can actually share the details with the doctor on the mobile and take better help and better expertise. So these are some of the unique features that we are going to be offering. The market for home care services as of 2016 is estimated at 21,000 crores. It's a humongous market. The fact that there is no one large player in this market shows to what extent the market is fragmented, and fragmentation is due to huge challenges in terms of scaling. So we believe that with our unique model, we are in a position to scale and do extraordinarily well, and of course provide the best of services to our patients. And with an annual growth rate of 18%, the real challenge of elder care or home care is here, and we believe that we are here to make a huge difference and bring the much needed trust into this industry. Thank you very much.
And he's a heir apparent and Divan to Prince of Arcot. He's a musician and a composer. He holds a very unique position in Indian politics of being the only member of a royal family who is recognized as Divan to Prince of Arcot. He has been part of many noble initiatives for the welfare of people in Chennai. He is also a great quiz master who regularly organizes quiz meets where various heads of consulates and countries meet very often, and the list of business establishment that he holds is endless and is huge. And thank you very much for being here at this precious moment for us in launching the Home Care Plus service. I request all the co-founders, the Major Praveen and our chief guest, to unveil a small logo to unveil this launch. Thank you.
Members of the dais, I want to congratulate the founders for this lovely concept of home care, which I was just speaking to Mr. Anirudh and Mr. Balaji and Mr. Udeshankar, and they were explaining this unique concept which is being introduced in the country, I would say. Absolutely. First time, and we start from our own city of Chennai. I want to congratulate and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
This lovely concept. Now we are in the age of technology, and as a nation, I have said this in my earlier speech. There was a launch of a fertility center. I believe it's a huge problem in the country today. So new centers of different types of treatments are coming out. So I was thinking that why this is happening, and today when I was invited to come and be to unveil the brand, I was thinking I don't belong to any medical background, so what do I speak? And I was talking to Rajne, and she said there's going to be all doctors and stuff like that. So then, what do I speak in front of doctors? So this is something about medicine. Then I went on the internet and I googled a couple of things, at least to get some points. But as I was googling and studying about, I came across various points. I learnt many things as regarding our own beautiful nation, that we have to accept that we are a beautiful nation, but at the same time way behind as far as education of health is concerned. And I categorized any disease, I would say, in 3 steps. First is the cause of the disease, and second is the disease itself, and third is the treatment of the disease. So we all give the maximum importance to the treatment. We have never given the same importance to what causes the disease. So I think I request the founders also to add something to educate the people at the same time when they give home care to also what causes the disease, even though they don't have the disease by God's grace, but to educate the people, have an additional app or part of the application to at least make the common man know the basic causes of these diseases, so that we can try our best to minimize the risk of, like for example, I'm saying small things, very small things, like we were making a wall at our place. We called some masons to work, and it was time for a tea break. So I told them, you want to have tea? I'll organize some tea from our kitchen. They said, no sir, we have ordered tea, it's coming from the store or the tea shop. I said, okay, fine. I saw the tea which came in a plastic bag, local, ordinary polythene bag. I said, you're not supposed to drink in the other sample. Sir, I said, this is plastic, it's not good for health. So there is zero knowledge of all these things. I'm saying at least the people who are a bit educated, they know, but the common man doesn't know anything of all this. What kind of diet we eat, what causes what. I mean, it's all in God's hands, but at least we have to take some kind of precautions. So to add some points also to what causes also. I mean, I know your lovely aim is to give focus on the treatment, but also you can add these kind of points. And I just, wherever I go and speak, I always make sure to mention a little bit of 2 minutes of our old historic family's background. We come from a very old and historic family of this part of the country, and we were known as the Nawabs of the Carnatic. And Carnatic was the whole of South India. And my ancestors were the rulers of this part of the country, and during their rule, they had the full powers of administration, military, and judicial. And during their time, they were known to be very secular people as rulers. So, I mean to say that, why I'm coming to this point is, today, apart from the medical diseases, the biggest disease today in our country we are going through right now is the disease of hatred. It's the disease of, I would say, especially communal hatred. Thank God not in our region at least. It's minimum, but if you go to the north, it's pathetic. And we have our own foundations for communal harmony, for communal peace. So my ancestors, I'm proud to say, when they were the rulers, why I'm saying this because we, especially the youngsters of our country, should know the history to understand the culture of this nation. We don't know the culture. We only know what we see in the TV, what the media is throwing at us. When they were ruling, the Nawabs had donated lands for Hindu temples. Though they were Muslim rulers, they had donated lands for 350 Hindu temples today standing on the lands of the Nawabs. 120 churches, including the Kabaleshwara temple tank, the Parthsadi Koil, and 350 temples in fact in the whole of the country. So this is, I'm just trying to say that this is the main disease which has to be eradicated today. And also, I'll finish by saying that medicine, to be frank, medicine has become a big business now. You go to a big hospital, you're finished. You'll die of heart attack, seeing the bill rather than dying of the disease. I'm not kidding. I took my maid who does work in my house. Her son had an infection in the thigh. It was a boil which became serious, and the doctors in the government hospital, they said 50% chances of survival. I said, well, only a small infection. No, it's become sepsis. It's gone in the bloodstream and organs are affected and blah blah blah. I said, whatever it is, how is he now? This hospital is not equipped to save him. Not equipped to do that kind of treatment. I said immediately we'll shift him to a private hospital. And the private hospital, the mistake I did was, I told on the phone, doctor, don't worry about the money, save his life. The biggest mistake, they caught to that line. Don't worry about the money. I was so worried. I said, save him, don't worry about the money. I was worried that they might compromise on the medicine, give some cheap antibiotics. I said, first save his life. He's a young fellow. Save his life, gone. Then the bill they gave was huge. Huge. My doctor friends told me this is business. This is not. You have to make money, but I request and I hope that home care will also keep in mind that and cater to all the people universally and not only to people who have the money. There should be an example, a certain example. This concept as well as the whole idea should reach all the people. I'll finish by saying one story of my grandfather. He used to tell how this dish was made in India. We all know this dish, but a brief history of that dish. During the period of the Mughal ruler, Aurangzeb, there was an epidemic of diarrhea. Diarrhea? Loose motions. It was spreading. And people were not able to understand what is happening. So the ruler called his Hakim. Hakim is a doctor. His court's doctor. And he said, what is happening to my people? And the Hakim said, we are not able to understand, sir. This is history. It's spreading, like a plague or something. So one of the doctors, physicians of the Mughal Empire, he made a dish, the concoction of ingredients and stuff, and he said that let's try this, and he tried that for the first time, some new dish, and it worked, and it stopped. All the stomach upsets, loose motions stopped. And he said he made in bulk, thousands, and all people became all right. Today, we know that dish by the name of biryani. That's how biryani was actually made. Even now, if you have any problem, have biryani. So with these words, I wish you again all the best. And we have a foundation which is known as Arcot Foundation, and we also support orphanages and any good cause, whatever we can in our capacity. So anything we can be of help, we'll always be there for you. Thank you so much.